So you join me from the bank of Horcott Lakes. We're all set up, as you saw me setting my bivvy up terribly. I need a new one, so if you have any recommendations of bivvy that you can set up very quickly, let me know in the description. Preferably not a brolly system. Sorry, I had a moment there. Rather a bivvy, just in case I take my partner, and she's not going to fit in the brolly as well. So yeah, we're all set up. We have one rod just down in the margin. It looks really carpy this time of the year. They like to get in the snags, they like to hide away, so I've put a little bit of bait down there. I've just dropped the rig in there, 3 rod lengths out in the corner, and I'm hoping for a little nick of a bite off that. The other 2 rods, one is 6.5 wraps out on the left hand side of me, and the other is 7.5 wraps out, but I am half tempted to put the 7.5 wrap on a zig. I have heard that these zigs are going well, and I'm quite tempted to spawn over a zig. I will show you the rigs, the bait, and everything that I'm using shortly, or tomorrow. Depends if I manage to get it in before last light, but we are feeling hopeful. I got here about 1:45 today. It took me a little bit of time to set up because this is the first session of the new year, so unfortunately I didn't have everything ready, but hopefully we will have everything ready for the next session, because I'll get it ready. But yeah, I managed to get the rods out within about an hour and a half, and PVA bags, but that was about it. So we've just got our fingers crossed for the night ahead, so hopefully I'll have something to update you on. And here we have a little swim visit from Sausage Dog. I'll tell you what, it does not get any better here. It does not get any better than that. So before the light does finally die out tonight, I will give you a run through of what bait we're using to spot out. So, as you can see there, massively colourful mix that we have going on. The reason being is obviously carp are cold-blooded, so they lose their sense of smell, or at least gets worse. Their sight gets worse, so we want to make something as visual as possible. So in this mix, I will hold it up to the camera. You can see we have mixed maggots, so we have red, blue, bronze, white and yellow in there wriggling about waiting for a carp. Then we have a tin of sweet corn. Sorry, there's about a pint of maggots in there. And then we have a tin of sweet corn, classic, bright yellow, attractive. And then we have some 2 mil citrus, Nash citrus pellets. Again, something just to if the fish are there, they're going to be milling about, they're going to be looking for food. If they get a scent of this, obviously, as we know that they don't really hunt for food in the winter, so we do need to make something as attractive as possible, so if they are to find it, they do want to investigate. And then finally, we do have a nutty spod mix, so it has hemp, it has crushed up tigers and stuff like that in it, and that has gone in as well. I've put about 1/3 of a tub of that in, so really we've got about 1 kilo, if not a little bit more. Will I use it all? I'm not too sure. I'm going to use it to spod over a zig. I have decided, I have made my zig, it's ready to go on. But I thought before the light dies out, I will do this little bit just before we aren't able to see this. But I could have shown you in the morning, but I just wanted to make sure that I got it in now before I forgot, or if I used it at all. So yeah, it's still quite quiet. I've not seen anyone have anything. I have been told that the guy 2 pegs down has had a few nice scaly bangers, but unfortunately we haven't. But we have only been here 3 or 4 hours, and I have also heard that the fish like old bait rather than new stuff. So hopefully we might get something through the night. But I'll leave you to it, and hopefully we get one. Nothing through the night, unfortunately. We're still currently on a blank. It's looking positive for the rest of the day though. We have the wind blowing towards us into our little corner. I've spoken to a couple of guys and they seem to think that the fish are held up down the other end, but the wind all night was blowing into this corner, so much to the point that I sleep with my bivvy door open, and I had to re-peg the bivvy because it was sort of, the wind was picking up inside here where the wind was all blowing down into this very corner. As I said before, I'm on peg 41, so it's all blown down into this corner. So I'm hopeful for the morning. I'm going to keep the rods out, I'm not touching them, and hopefully they'll move on to the old bait soon enough. So yeah, still as stands, I have one at 6.5 wraps, one at 8 wraps on a zig, and one down in the margin in the snag just over in the corner. It's an absolutely cracking morning though, and blue skies, not a cloud in the sky at the moment, but it is 1 degree, so it is fresh, but I am very, very hopeful. So yeah, unfortunately nothing through the night, but we do have our fingers crossed for the rest of the morning. We have again until 1 o'clock. I've seen 2 shows this morning within the last hour. One was about a wrap and a half away from my zig rod, and the other one was quite a way out, probably 25 wraps maybe. So probably not anywhere near anything that I'm gonna do, but we have our fingers crossed, so hopefully I will update you soon. So I'll give you a quick run through on the rig that we are using. So we've got 12 inches of rig tubing approximately. That is the rules on this lake, that you have to have a minimum of 12 inches. And then the little robin's just landed on my net. And then just a standard lead clip setup, nice and easy, nice and simple. We have a tungsten kicker just to make sure that everything falls out as it lands. And then we have some 20-pound coated braid, which is nice and supple, but stiff enough to still kick it out, but nice and supple. Then we have some bit of tungsten putty there, just to make sure it's all pinned to the deck. And then a nice and simple slip D action on the end, just there, with a little pink wafter on the end, curved shank hook, size 6. There it is. So here's a view of the swim how I see it. My left hand rod is about here, 6.5 wraps out towards that tree there. The middle rod is to the right, to the left of this building here, 8 wraps out on a zig, and then the corner rod is just the far side of that tree. If I come to the edge of my swim, you can see where it sort of tucks in about here. I've got it right on the edge of there, and I loaded some bait in, climbed through the trees into the corner there. And I think that's a perfect snag for there to be a beautiful big mirror sat in there, keeping safe. So that's a view of the swim. We now have about 3 hours left, but I am still really hopeful. I've not heard any alarms this morning, but there are plenty of anglers on the bank. Absolutely beautiful day. Couldn't ask for much more but a carp, really. Well, the remaining packing up hours, I've got about 45 minutes left. Barrow's starting to be packed. Rods are all off the pod, off the bars, just listening for the clicks of the drag. And that is all. Fingers crossed we can get something. But if not, it's been a great first experience at Horcott, and I will definitely be back. 100%. So we're back in the car, we're on our way home. Unfortunately, this time we didn't manage to bag one, but it was a great experience and I definitely will be back. So thank you very much for watching, really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.